my love. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are not new here. My name is Sarah. I am a professional life coach, first and foremost. I'm also an intuitive tarot therapy reader and a certified Reiki practitioner. First and foremost, if you should choose to use me as your personal services provider, I would be so blessed and highly honored. We are back for our Mindful Monday series. This week, the card that we got is called Fuel. There will be a picture of it somewhere up here. And I am just going to go ahead and read the card to you guys. So, pardon me if I look like I'm squinting. I enjoy doing things that fuel me. It feels great to do things for myself just as much as I do for others. When I make sure I am taken care of, I can better show up for those in my life and for the work that I do. That is a powerful, powerful message. And let me just tell you, this is something that I've also been recently implementing into my life. Well, not really recently, but kind of over the past month or two. So really what this means is, again, this is kind of directed towards us who give a lot of ourselves to others, a lot of ourselves to outside sources. Give back to yourself. It's so important, and kind of like we talked about last week with self-appreciation, it is so important to fill your own cup first. It is so, so important to fill your own cup first, to make sure you are fueled, to make sure that you have a reserve, if you will, for yourself. Particularly with those of us who, have historically, I'll say, because I'm not going to normalize it, but have historically given so much of ourselves to the people around us. And sometimes people like us have surrounded ourselves with just takers who don't reciprocate and pour back into us. So when I say it's important to fuel yourself based upon this card, fueling yourself is an act of self-love, because even if somebody comes into your life and you didn't see it beforehand, but they just happen to be only a taker, it's going to operate differently when you're in the vibration of fueling yourself first rather than just pouring into others. You are going to be, even if that other person, people, things, places, etc. are not giving to you, you're going to be able to fuel yourself first. And when and that is I think what I'm trying to get at here is that is the biggest act of self-love. And like last week, self-appreciation that we can give to ourselves. Okay. So I really want you to, if you don't get anything from this video other than this, I'm going to talk about it a little more, but if you don't get anything from this video but this, fuel yourself first, because babe, you're not going to be able to do anything, and you're not going to be able to do it at the best of your ability for others, and you're not going to be able to put energy and effort into other things outside of yourself if you do not fuel yourself first. Okay? Most important message of the day, kind of going along this path though, with the fueling yourself first, it is so very important to do this, because let's say you've gone through a traumatic time, some type of season of loss, something really just happened in your life where you need to retreat, okay? When trauma happens to us, when things in our life, we experience loss, and it doesn't matter what kind of loss it is. It could be loss of a job, loss of a loved one, loss of a relationship, could be any type of loss, okay? So take it however it, assimilates and relates for you. But it is so, so important. And one of the biggest things that I learned, and I had to learn it on my own really, because when I was navigating a very, very big loss in my life, almost 5 years ago now, my dad passed. My dad was my best friend. Okay. And in the beginning, I'm in therapy now, and I suggest therapy for everybody. But in the beginning, the first couple years or so, it was very hard. Like, I was navigating it myself, and then I was consistently pouring into others. I wasn't fueling myself properly the way I should have been, and it drained me. And I would always find that when it came time to taking care of myself, I didn't have anything to give myself. And that's not really where you want to be, because your mental health is going to suffer from it. Just point blank period. Your mental health is going to take a hit for that. Okay. However you want to put it, like whichever way the cookie crumbles, you're going to take a hit from not being able to fuel yourself first. And really, as I've kind of navigated this grief path, which is why I really enjoy doing these videos for you guys, because I went through it and kind of had to navigate it myself and kind of had to like build my own compass for it. So that's why I want to, that's why I love to just put out these videos. But anyways, I think it's really important that we discuss it, because if I can help somebody like navigate their own grief, their own loss, their own trauma in one way or another, it's just really that I will have done my job. But going back to my point, it's so incredibly important to pour into yourself first, because for the first 2 or 3 years after my dad passed, for example, I was not pouring into myself first. I was focusing on everything outside of me, and I was just constantly drained. And once I, kind of started navigating it with the, learning how, and it's not easy. You don't just wake up one day and you're like, oh, I'm going to put myself first. That's not how that works. When you are a lifetime people pleaser, like myself, when you're a lifetime people pleaser, lifelong people pleaser, you have a tendency to put others before yourself, and it's such a hard, difficult pill to swallow and lesson to learn, to put yourself above others, but it's so necessary, just because you're not going to have anything to give back to anybody else, and it's really not going to be as good, the energy that you have to give back to anybody else, if you don't pour that love into yourself first, if you don't pour that attention and care and TLC into yourself first. Recovery from like nervous system damage, it takes a while, and that's also something that I kind of want to go into with this. And again, we'll make more videos, like not on a Mindful Monday series or something like that, talking about this, but I kind of just want to touch on that. When you're not fueling yourself properly, when you're not doing little, big, what have you, things to bring you joy and to like recharge yourself, your nervous system, like just the science behind it, your nervous system is just going to consistently break down, and you're not going to have any energy, and you're going to notice that things like on a regular basis that you're supposed to be functioning in like normal people, which I want to throw the word normal out the window, because there is no normal. But when you're supposed to be like functioning kind of at least at a baseline level, you find that you can't do that when you are so drained by just your nervous system absorbing this shock of grief. Again, it can apply to trauma too, because I've been through other traumatic situations in my life, right? Where my nervous system just shuts the fuck down. We're just going to say it. It just shuts the fuck down. And you can't do the things that are normal, right? You don't have the capacity to even do that. You are in survival mode. And to get yourself out of survival mode, the biggest thing I can tell you and the biggest piece of advice that I would probably say, hey, start here, is doing little things for yourself that bring you joy. Doing little things for yourself that's going to heal your inner child. Because I promise you, little by little, you're going to notice a change. And then it's going to be a few years later and you're going to be like, oh my God, look how far I come, you know? Also, I think I mentioned it last week on our Mindful Monday, but really implement some gratitudes in your morning. If you're, and sometimes I get it. It's just you can't even fathom getting out of bed in the morning. When you're in that kind of dip, like depressed, like anxiety, and you're just almost like glued to your bed and like not able to do anything, I fully get it. But in order to make progress with these areas in our life, we have to fuel ourselves, okay? And part of fueling ourselves is doing the little things that bring us joy. Part of fueling ourselves is giving ourselves gratitude every morning. I challenge you, if you are in a space, or in general, I challenge anybody who's watching this, but especially if you're in a space where it's like really fucking heavy right now and you're going through something, first of all, please feel free. This is a safe space to put this in the comments if you want to. If not, totally understand. But this is a safe space to put things in the comments that you're going through. I will respond to each and every comment as I see them. So I want to interact with you. I want to know what you're going through. I want to hold space for you. Okay? I want to hold space for you. I want to be that for you. In case you have nobody else in your life to be that for you, I want to be that for you. But I need you to wake up in the morning and start even just saying one good thing about yourself. One good thing that you are thankful for, that you have specifically and uniquely and individually. And don't even compare yourself to anybody else. You know, comparing yourself, like, I have this versus this person. Don't even do that. Just say something that you uniquely are grateful for about your own being, about your own spirit. Do that every day. 2 seconds. Take 30 seconds. Like, take just a moment to do that for yourself. And then little by little, you are going to retrain your brain. Your brain can be trained, okay? Your brain can be retrained. It's hard, and it's sometimes like it's a battle daily for me, okay? So understand that you and me, we in this together, babe. But retraining your brain is as simple as starting with one thing you are grateful for about yourself in the morning. That's fueling yourself. That by itself, that's one thing to fuel yourself. Okay. So I have been kind of going on this fueling, train of thought here in a few different areas. So I'm going to kind of, just like stop right here. What I want you guys to do, if you're open to it, one, if you're open to it, put down in the comments something that you've been going through lately and how I can help. 2, I want you to give me feedback on how this message, on how this topic helped you this week. Please engage with me. I want to have a dialogue with you guys. I want it to be open. I want it to be honest. And I love you guys so incredibly much. Please tell me how you enjoyed these videos, since this is the second one now. Again, I'm a professional life coach. I am also a certified Reiki master and a intuitive tarot therapy reader. If you would like to use me as your personal services provider, as always, I would be so blessed and highly honored. And I hope to see you all next week, or well, Yeah, next week. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you all. Take care.